Ever notice how a once perky plant can suddenly look sad and droopy? It's a common sight for anyone who's ever cared for a houseplant, and it can happen almost overnight. One day your plant is standing tall, and the next, its leaves are limp and lifeless. It's not just tired, it's a microscopic drama inside its cells. Deep within each leaf, a battle is happening that determines whether your plant stands proud or slumps in defeat. Plants stand tall thanks to water-filled cells pressing against sturdy cell walls, like tiny water balloons in a box. This pressure, called turgor pressure, is what keeps stems and leaves upright and firm. When these cells lose water, the plant wilts, sending a clear signal that something's wrong. The loss of turgor pressure causes the plant to droop, and it's often the first sign of trouble. Forget to water your houseplant? It doesn't take long for the effects to show. Even a short period without water can make a big difference. Its leaves sag because millions of cells are losing water. The plant's tissues become soft and floppy, and the once vibrant leaves start to look dull and lifeless. This isn't random. It's a survival response, revealing how plants interact with their environment. Wilting helps reduce water loss and protects the plant from further stress. Understanding this process gives us a window into plant life and survival. It shows us how sensitive plants are to their surroundings and how quickly they react to changes. It's a fundamental concept in biology, explaining how plants cope with stress, from salty soils to dry deserts. These adaptations are crucial for survival in challenging environments. Ready to dive into the science behind droopy plants? There's a fascinating world hidden beneath the surface of every leaf. Let's explore the incredible shrinking plant cell and see what really happens when a plant wilts. Get ready, it's going to be awesome. You'll never look at a droopy plant the same way again. The scientific name for this dramatic shrinking process? It's called plasmolysis, a word that might sound complex, but it describes something that happens in plants all around us. Plasmolysis occurs when the inside of a plant cell, known as the protoplast, pulls away from its sturdy cell wall because it's rapidly losing water to its surroundings. Imagine a deflated balloon inside a box. That's exactly what a plant cell looks like during plasmolysis. The cell wall stays rigid, but the inside shrinks away, leaving a gap. This whole process is driven by osmosis. Water naturally moves from areas where it's more concentrated to areas where it's less, passing through the cell's semi-permeable membrane. In a dry environment, water escapes from the cell into the drier surroundings, causing the cell to shrink and lose its internal pressure, which is vital for the plant's structure. When a cell is full of water, it's turgid, firm, upright, and strong, thanks to something called turgor pressure, which helps keep the entire plant standing tall. But when water is lost, the cell becomes limp, and the plant itself starts to droop, showing visible signs of stress and dehydration. Plasmolysis is like a distress signal at the cellular level, warning that the plant is in trouble and needs water to recover. If water loss continues for too long, the cell can be damaged beyond repair, and the plant's survival is at serious risk. The effects can be devastating. Plasmolysis is a powerful example of physics and biology working together in nature, reminding us how crucial water is for life and how plants adapt to survive in changing environments. What triggers this cellular drama? Why does water suddenly abandon the plant's cells, leaving them shriveled and weak? The main culprit is a hypertonic solution, when the environment outside the cell has a higher concentration of salts or sugars than inside. In salty or sugary soil, water rushes out of the plant's cells to balance the concentration outside. This process is called osmosis, and it's nature's way of equalizing differences. That's why salty soil or over-fertilizing can harm plants. Water is pulled out instead of in. The roots can't absorb what they need, and the plant starts to suffer. Even wet soil can dehydrate a plant if it's packed with salts. The water is there, but it's locked away, unavailable to thirsty roots. Drought works differently. There's just not enough water to replace what's lost through the leaves. The plant is left gasping for moisture. Without enough water, the plant can't photosynthesize, transport nutrients, or stay upright. Its cells lose pressure, and the whole plant droops. Plasmolysis slows or stops vital functions, and if it continues, the plant can die. The damage can be irreversible if water isn't restored in time. It's a silent battle for water at the cellular level, happening every moment inside every plant. Water is life for plants. Without it, everything grinds to a halt. Growth, color, and vitality all depend on this precious resource. That's why understanding plasmolysis is key to plant health. Knowing how and why water leaves can help us protect and nurture our green companions. Let's zoom in on plasmolysis. Water leaves the cell through the membrane, shrinking the large central vacuole, the cell's water reservoir. As the vacuole deflates, the living part of the cell pulls away from the rigid cell wall, creating a gap. The cell wall stays firm, but the inside shrinks back. If the plant is watered soon, the process can reverse. The vacuole refills, and the cell regains its shape. But if water loss is severe or prolonged, the cell membrane can tear, causing permanent damage. This irreversible stage is called cytolysis, permanent wilting. These microscopic events lead to the visible wilting we see in plants. It's a dramatic transformation, all happening at the cellular level. Plasmolysis isn't just a lab concept. You see it every time a plant wilts. A thirsty lettuce drooping in the sun? That's millions of cells losing turgor pressure. Watering can often revive it, as cells refill and regain strength. Sprinkling salt on a slug and you're causing rapid plasmolysis. Water rushes out, dehydrating it. Salting vegetables before cooking draws out water, softening them. Kitchen science in action. Plants in salty environments, like marshes, have evolved ways to avoid plasmolysis, balancing salt and water to survive. Understanding plasmolysis helps gardeners, farmers, and scientists care for plants and manage stress. Next time you see a wilting flower, remember the tiny cells fighting for water? Have you seen plasmolysis in your garden? Share your thoughts and keep exploring plant biology.